Hi, I'm Sonny Fox, and welcome to Foxcast number 3. This week, we got Larry the Cable Guy. This was recorded backstage between shows at a casino in Biloxi. And Larry and I have known each other a long time, and so I'm sort of loose around him. And just before we started recording the interview, I realized I had a breath mint in my mouth that I had to get rid of.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, I got you rid of this mint here.
Please don't.
I can't talk and suck on a mint at the same time. You ought to know. You can't talk and suck at the same time.
You can't talk and suck at the same time. I learned it from the time I was trying to make money as a kid.
It was college. They say first 5 times ain't gay.
Exactly.
We're backstage here at the lovely Biloxi IP Casino.
Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it, Sonny?
It is, especially when you're on stage, Larry.
Oh, look at this. I got a dadgum cantaloupe in here. I got some muskmelon, a couple of dip bottles.
A real spread.
Got a real spread.
Hey.
It's funny when I do these because they go, honestly, they always have people come in. They have these writers and they have full meals and stuff like that.
Right.
And they literally go, well, what do y'all want on your rider? Same thing every time. Well, get us some muskmelon, some cantaloupe, some grapes, a couple chicken wings, and we have to have red cups spit in, and we need 5 cans of Skull. Seriously? That's all we need. So that's all we get everywhere we go. Same thing.
Have you ever, though, I mean, throughout your career, have you ever had the urge, is there something special you asked for just one time at least?
You know what, Sonny? No, I don't think I've ever asked for any. Yeah, you know what? I
the
did.
hooker, right.
In
Vegas.
Back in the day.
Right.
No, I did actually. When I was trying to quit eating sugar, which as you can see, didn't work out. I always would request 8 boxes of orange Tic Tacs.
Orange? Why orange?
Because I liked the taste
flavor?
of the orange. They were less minty and more candy, and they had no grams of sugar in each little Tic Tac. So I would take the box and dump the entire box in my mouth, and I'd suck on them after I'd eat something. So I tried to cut out sugar.
So you did ask for one thing special.
So I did ask for one thing, orange Tic Tacs and a whore.
Now this gig tonight here at Biloxi is the first in that order. Biloxi, this gig tonight is the first one you've done in like 2 months because tell us why, the History Channel
It really
show.
is. Well, the History Channel. I got a show on the History Channel called Only in America.
Explain what that's about.
It's a show about America. It's about, I go to small towns and I go to big cities and I do everybody has something that's historic to that city, that town, whether it be an activity or something to look at with the history of it. And I just go to it. And the reason I like the show is I'm a comedian. Obviously, comedians travel around and they meet people. Well, I travel around and I meet people, and I got to tell you, everybody's awesome. It's a great country. I love where I live. And lately, our country's been getting bashed. That's pretty much it. It's a bad place to live, and it's full of hate. But it's not, because I travel around, I see a lot of people. The news always covers about 2% of the scumbags, and there's 98% of us all getting along with each other and living good in a free country.
Right.
So,
but nobody wants to hear good news. They only hear bad news.
And that's the thing. But I wanted to do a show called Only in America, and it's a celebration of American life. That's basically what it is. And I go do everything. I've done everything from Mule Days in Columbia, Tennessee, where they have a Mule Day and celebrate the mule. I've worked with them. I went and did the Marine Corps.
So you actually take over the job for a while?
I do the whole thing. When I was with the Marine Corps, I went and I stormed the beaches in an amphibious assault Amtrak vehicle.
Were you driving?
No, I wasn't driving, but I'll tell you what, it's nothing a 47-year-old overweight man with 2 kids should be doing. Then I did the obstacle course. I went to the Nimitz, and I launched planes off the Nimitz.
You mentioned that in your stage act tonight, that you almost got your head taken off by a jet plane.
Those planes, they had me launch a plane off the Nimitz, and they showed me how to do it, and they told me to get the hell out of the way as soon as I gave the signal.
I think it was the fuck out of the way, actually.
That's what they said. That's pretty much what they said. I'll tell you, that was the whole thing. The guy says, I got my earbuds in, I got my headphones on, you can't hear. And he goes, all right, Larry, what we're going to do is this guy's going to launch his plane to the launching unit. He's going to point at you. Now, you're holding the pilot with your hands. As soon as he points at you, you take your left hand, pound it to your other hand, point to the left, and then you get the fuck out of the way, or it will kill you. One of those deals. So I was nervous, but it was just awesome. So I've done everything from that to living with the Amish for a day and doing stuff with the Amish. to just go into a small town in Minnesota. It's one of the only places in the United States that snows 11 months out of the year.
Who lives there?
And the only time it doesn't snow is July, about the same time everybody else is taking down their Christmas lights. and so it's just that. It's just all over the country. I've been to New York City. We did stuff in Central Park. I worked with the Longshoremen. So it's everything. It's small towns, big cities. It's just a celebration of America and life in America.
Well, let me ask you a question. When you were doing all these different jobs and stuff,
right?
Did you still dress like Larry the Cable Guy, or did
yeah.
you blend in at all, or just look?
Sonny, I got to tell you, I pretty much dress. If I got when I do my shows, I got my flannels on. I normally don't wear my flannels unless I'm on stage. But if you see me pretty much during the day, I'm wearing a cutoff T-shirt.
Right.
Because it's hot. And I'm stocky. I like to say I'm stocky.
Stocky.
I don't like to wear sleeves. They're very restricted.
Did your mom buy you, mom bought you clothes, were they husky?
Yes, they were very husky. Yes, they were very husky. No doubt about it. Wore the husky. So, pretty much how I'm talking to you right now is pretty much how I conduct the shows.
When you first told me about it, you said History Channel. I was thinking like powdered wigs and stuff.
Yeah, no, nothing like that. But I will say, though, I did do a Civil War reenactment where I was riding with the South, and we were doing a battle down there. I got stabbed and killed.
Oh, really?
So I got 4 guys in one shot.
Well, it's funny because Adam Ferrara was telling me that when he was playing down in Atlanta, he goes, they got Civil War reenactments down here, the South. I says, well, what do they go through the humiliation of losing every time?
Well, we won this one.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, there were some victories.
They won this one.
There were some victories.
Lord, I got some family here tonight, so, yeah. Looks like I won't be doing any fat jokes tonight, I guess, so we don't do that. All right, I'll do a couple fat jokes just for you. As long as Rosie O'Donnell's around, I got some fat jokes to tell. I tell you, good Lord, tell me she couldn't leave a footprint on dried cement. I'll guarantee you, good Lord. And I know her, too. I met her when she was a thin, straight boy many years ago. All right, so I know her, Rosie. I'm just kidding with you. She actually looks a lot better since she lost all her winter fur. All right, I will say that. So, all right, that's it. One more joke like that, I'm canceling the 4th of July. All right? That's ridiculous. I don't know if you noticed or not, I'm walking a little weird, and I apologize. I had the prostate check done last week. My first one. And it ain't that big a deal. I just wish my doctor would cut his dadgum fingernails a little bit. You know what I mean? Good Lord, he sliced my liver. I think he did. That prostate check freaked me out. It was my first one. Anybody had the prostate check done yet? Anybody? You have? Ma'am, you have? What the hell? Good Lord. You're a lucky man. Has anybody had the prostate check done? Seriously? You have, sir? Professionally? Was it professionally done? Well, you gotta ask that nowadays. But it was my first prostate check, and it kind of freaked me out. And I tell you what, is it normal? I might sue the doctor. Is it normal for them to dim the lights and put on a Richard Marx CD? Is that normal right there? It ain't, is it? I'm going to sue him is what I'm going to do. I think he slipped me a roofie, too. I ain't sure. All right. All I know is my butt hurts, and I can't remember nothing. Then I went to the bathroom and found his watch. You believe that? I can't believe that. It's a nice watch. I'm wearing it right now. It's really a nice watch. Really nice watch. I actually did hurt my back a while back auditioning for Dancing with the Stars. And now that's one show you won't ever see me on right there. Dancing with the daggone stars. There's good looking women on there though. Good Lord, I'd do Sleeping with the Stars if they asked me. I'd tell you that, but that's right. I used to be in, you didn't know this, but I was in porno movies many years ago. What? I was a stand-in. I used to stand in a booth and put quarters in. All right, I did that for many hours. Something happened to me the other day, I got to tell you, and I tried to remain upbeat and stuff, but I'm going to tell you what, I was madder than a midget with a yo-yo. That's pretty pissed off right there, ain't it? Hey, if this place was full of midgets and y'all did the wave, would that be a ripple? But I'd go pick up a buddy of mine at the hospital the other day. He picked up a Chinese prostitute, and now he's got lead poisoning. And I like to keep my jokes current, all right? And that's in the news right now. China with all the poison products pissing me off. China. Make me madder than a hunchback in a limbo contest, them folks in China. And you know they was cheating in the Olympics, China. You know them female gymnasts wasn't old enough to win them gold medals. I know they wasn't, because they got them gold medals and tried to take the wrapper off and get to the chocolate in them things, all right?
I went to your website. I want to catch up on what you've been doing, and you got ringtones now.
Yeah, I do.
Now, I'll tell you what, I was listening to some of them, and I don't know if I was in an elevator and my phone went off and went, I got to poop. I don't know if that would go over.
I got to tell you something. I went and done a bunch of ringtones for them. And I wrote all these things for ringtones. And it's not easy to do. I mean, you're in there and you want to make sure they're funny. You want to make sure they're short and sweet. You have to get them in a certain amount of time.
Right.
And I think the 3 times I went in there to do it, I went through this whole list of things I wanted to do. And then just before I left, I go, hold on, let me do one more. And I just did the dumbest thing I could think of. But it made me laugh. I mean, I was like, oh, that's hilarious.
Well, as long as it makes you laugh.
But it's stupid, I mean, I just thought of it, this will be funny. And each time, the one that I did, the very last one, where I was just throwing stuff out there just to be goofy, they were all 3 my biggest sellers.
I was going to say, what was your favorite one of all the ones you did?
I can't come. Oh, good Lord, Jesus and the shepherds. I can't come to the phone right now. Oh, this ain't gonna be good. Oh Lord, leave a man. Oh my Lord. Oh God dang. That was it. I have called about 50 of my friends, and every time I'm on hold, that's the message they got going. And I got to tell you, there's nothing funnier than that, Sonny.
I don't care what you say.
I don't care what you say. Nothing funnier than that.
Speaking of making money, by the way, we're at a casino. Are you a gambler?
Not a big gambler. No, I'm not a big gambler. You know what? I do like blackjack.
Yeah, me too.
But no, I'm not a big gambler.
What was the joke you told about the woman?
They love their Keno down here. They're addicted to it. And I was standing next to this woman the other day, and she said, look at the Keno numbers are coming up in order, 1 through 12. And I'm like, you're on the elevator, idiot. What in the hell is wrong with you? And then I remember the first time I ever heard that, because a girl walks through the thing, Keno. And after about the 3rd time, I'm like, good, this poor woman has lost her dog. Because I didn't know what Keno was. I mean, come on.
It's really for the people who are addicted, because the first time I saw Keno was at a restaurant. You try to eat dinner, and you can play while you're eating dinner. I mean, come on.
Don't they have like Keno in some churches or something?
Probably.
I mean, Keno is everywhere. I mean, you're sitting in there in the bathroom, you're trying to go number 2, and all of a sudden you hear some woman pops her head under the door. Keno? No, I'm all right.
Now, you're on a show called, is it still on, the Batten Outdoors show?
Oh, Batten Outdoors. I'm not on that show. That show, Batten Outdoors, is my buddy Greg. He's one of my best friends in the whole world.
Now, you were out there for a while.
I wasn't on the show.
Oh, you weren't?
I sponsored this show. He wanted a radio show, and I said, "Hey, Greg, I'll sponsor you. I'll sponsor the whole show." So he got on the air for a whole year, and I sponsored the whole show. Now, when I was in town, I think I went on the show maybe 3 times in the course of a year. I was just hanging out at the house. I had a week and a half off, and I said, "Hey, Greg, you doing your show this week? Hey, I'll come down and hang out with you." So I just went down and hung out with him on the show.
I thought you went fishing and all that stuff.
No, I fish with Greg all the time. Greg and I go fish. He's my fishing partner. But no, I was not really officially a part of the show. I just sponsored the show.
All right. Now, speaking of sponsors, you got a golf tournament, the Get Her Done Golf Tournament.
The Get Her Done Invitational, yes, sir.
And what do you, as far as golfing goes? What's your handicap, Larry?
My handicap is me, son. I am my own handicap.
See how I set him up?
You know what? I just started learning how to golf, and I got into golf because of Boo Weekley. Because Boo Weekley's the biggest redneck out there golfing. And I said, if that redneck can golf, I can golf. And I think country clubs are really mad at Boo Weekley, because now every redneck in the country has bought a set of clubs down there at Sears, and they've piled them in the pickup, and they've drawn down to the country club to try to get in and golf. So that's why I started playing golf. But it's a fun sport. I used to hate it. I really like it. And, it's sad what's happened with Tiger Woods, and I don't think he's over all that stuff, because he had a bad shot the other day, and he yelled whore instead of four. And it was just really,
How much money?
I remember when he first came back, they said, you remember he picked the Masters to come back. And I remember the interview. They didn't play this part of the interview, but it was edited out. But they said, now, Tiger, why did you pick the Masters to come back and golf? And he said, are you kidding me? Have you seen the bartender?
I'm doing a joke now on stage though, where they said that old Tiger had his worst score he's ever had last week, and I said no, the worst score he ever had was that waitress at the Waffle House. That was the worst score. But it's funny because they always say Tiger. They said that he was having a hard time sleeping at night, so he was taking sleeping pills because he can't sleep. And I'm thinking, good Lord, if he can't sleep, he ought to do what everybody else does: watch golf.
You're right. Exactly.
That'll put you down real fast. And none of got Tiger Woods. I like Tiger Woods, but I got to tell you, there's a lot of humor in that.
Yeah, right. What do you think his wife's going to get? What, $400 million?
She got like $750.
Really?
I think she can live on that, don't you?
Ooh. And speaking of money, Larry, you're on the Forbes list again this year.
I am?
You don't dress like it, but you
Was
make
that really?
Yes.
I don't know who's counting that money. I wish I saw some of it. Somebody's getting rich off
Oh,
this.
listen to this. This is typical. Well, the guy's got millions.
I didn't know I was on. No, I knew I was on it a couple years ago. I didn't know I was on it again this year.
Well, you better talk to your manager because he ain't telling you shit.
Wow,
No.
I'm going to have to look at that.
Yeah,
I
you're
had
on the
no
list.
idea.
You're on the list.
What number am I?
Oh, I don't remember. Who cares? Oh, you're on the Forbes list.
Well,
What
let
do
me
you want?
tell you something.
I think you're above Oprah. No,
Well, let me tell you what the cool thing about that is.
If it wasn't for my fans liking what I do, this would have never been able to happen.
Well, you got
So-
some real fans. I mean,
They're awesome. My
There's some
fan-
rowdy women in that audience
Hey,
tonight.
and you know what? That's a misconception about what I do. People think it's just a bunch of dudes showing up in pickup
Oh,
trucks.
no, there's
It's
a lot of
not.
women out
I
there.
think I have more women at my shows than I have.
Well, I'll
dudes
tell
at
you
my
what, the
shows.
women are a hell of a lot louder than the men in the audience. I'll tell you that.
They're usually
Anyway,
drunker.
the Get Her Done tournament, so check it out.
Oh, and it's good. You know, and it's me, and it's where the boys are getting together. Me, Jeff, Bill, and Ron are going to be in it. And
Are you?
I got the coach of the Celtics, Doc Rivers, and a whole bunch of other assorted guests. So
Well,
it's
you
really
brought the
good.
guys up now from Blue Collar, so let me ask you. Describe for the folks listening Jeff Foxworthy.
Jeff, let me tell you something. Jeff is, he's on stage. He is a true comedy professional. A lot of people don't realize, but Jeff Foxworthy has sold more albums than Richard Pryor and Bill Cosby combined. And he's very underrated because he does what people, the Southern humor.
Right.
And it's not respected in a lot of areas, which is very unfair. It's completely unfair because Jeff Foxworthy should have 5 Grammy Awards by now. And I'm not just saying that because he's my friend. If you see Jeff work, he is really good at what he does. And I think Jeff is funnier off stage than he is on stage. I mean, that guy cracks me up like nobody can off stage. He's unbelievable. But and just a down to earth, you would never know Jeff Foxworthy was famous if you didn't know his face. You would never know. I mean, he's that down to earth.
He's also a very busy guy.
He's real busy. He really is. But especially now, since he's not riding on my coattails, now he has a chance to go out and maybe accomplish some other things on his own.
Well, he was on the show a while ago, and he would say, well, I got the countdown show, I got the books I'm writing, I got Fifth Grader, I got the daytime version of Fifth Grader, I got the sports show, I got the, jeez. I mean, it takes a certain amount of focus
He
to
never
be able to do
slows
that.
down. And now he's doing stripograms for the blind. A lot of people don't know that, but he started doing that, too.
You
And-
mentioned him being funny off stage. Bill Engvall said Bill would go out and just kill, and he'd be leaving the stage, and Jeff would go, that's okay, you'll get him next time.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing I always admired about Jeff, because when we were doing that thing, I mean, to go on stage after me doing my best time, Bill doing his best time, and Ron White doing his best time, to
Right.
be able to follow those 3 acts and do it successfully and kill, just like Standing O kill, that's impressive.
Speaking of Ron White, how would you describe Ron to somebody who doesn't know him?
Well, Ron, Ron is one of my dearest friends. Ron and I always had that common bond together on Blue Collar where we were kind of known as the curtain jerking opening acts,
Right.
and it just shows if you really work hard and you create opportunities and you don't sit back and wait for things to happen, but create opportunities. Like Ron has always been like me. He's been a go-getter. He'll do stuff,
Right.
They never know who's going to be in the crowd. He works at it. And I remember Ron and I were sitting in Jeff's house one day. And Jeff, I always kid Jeff because he lives at the La Quinta Inn almost, He's the only house I've ever seen with a gift shop. And
I told him, in fact, on the phone, I said, I bet the house you live in now is a lot bigger than the one you were born in down the lane.
yeah, exactly. And I remember Ron looked at me and he said, "Oh, man, this is so unattainable." And I said, "Ron, nothing's unattainable if you work hard and you get the right breaks." And sure enough, Ron and I both, got fortunate
Yeah.
enough to...
Now, well, the last guy...
But Ron, but let me just say,
Okay.
Ron's the same way. down to earth, a fun person, and I believe Ron White is probably the best storytelling comedian ever. And I'm not just saying that because he was on a tour with me. Hands down, if he was in a bar telling stories and somebody else was in a bar telling stories, everybody's at Ron's table.
I got to tell you a quick story. When he played Pensacola a while ago at the Sanger Theater, and we went down and did an interview before the show, and he took us out to show us his bus.
Ron did?
Right.
You have the dogs on it?
Oh, yeah. Right.
It's the only guy with $1 million bus with dog turds all over the seats.
And I'm walking back, and there's some bunks on the side, like Dolly Parton's bus, like for the band members. Right. And I goes, "What's this for?" He goes, "Well, my manager sometimes taters salad comes along, whatever." He goes, "Sonny," he goes, "it sleeps 3, it fucks 6."
That's how Ron is, boy. He'll say it, boy. He'll flat out say it. It's hilarious. And Bill, you know, Bill's the same way. I can't say any bad things about the guys, even if I wanted to. I mean, they're just, they're super nice, down to earth, and very friendly with the fans. The fans love talking to them. And
did you pursue Jeff and the guys to join up with them, or do they look you up?
You know, it's crazy how that happened, Sonny. I was kicking butt in comedy clubs, selling out comedy clubs all over the country. And it's like I said earlier, you try to create your opportunities.
Right.
And I remember I'd just been on the road almost for a solid 3 months. And I had one weekend off. And so me and my buddy Greg, batting outdoors, we was golfing one day. And my manager at the time called me up and said, "Hey, listen, they're doing a thing called the History of Country Comedy in Nashville. They need one more person. They want you on it. You're the only one not getting paid. They'll fly you up there and give you a hotel, but you're not getting paid. Everybody else is getting paid." And I told my buddy Greg, I said, "Man, I really want to stay home this week, but it's in Nashville. We're working at the Ryman Auditorium. You never know who's going to be there watching you. Plus, it's being hosted by Bill Engvall, Jeff Foxworthy, and Jeff and I had been friends already for 15 years at the time, and Andy Griffith." And I said, "Oh, I'm going to go up and do that." So I went up there, and, you know, I didn't get paid to do it.
And you killed them.
I went out and slayed them. And it just so happens that Jeff and Ron and Bill were looking for another guy on the thing. They just gotten one of the guys left. They were looking for and Jeff. 2 days later, I got a phone call and said, "Hey, listen, you want to come up and try this with us?" And I said, "Yeah." And I got a funny story about that. Mike Smartak and John McDonald were the agents on that thing. They were the booking agents on that thing, and we're standing up here. It was my first day on the tour, and I'm nervous, you know, but it was in an area where I already was selling out comedy clubs, so I knew I drew a lot of people out there, so I went out first. And Mike Smartak said that Ron was pacing, and he'd never paced before. He always just stood there. And he walks over, and I'm in the middle of like maybe my first 5 minutes, and I'm just knocking him out. And I hear Ron go, or I didn't hear him, but Mike said Ron dropped his head and went, "Ah, fuck." But you know what? It was great. It lit a fire under all of us. No matter who went in front of the other one, it lit a fire to make you do even better. And I think that's why it worked so well. And we're all good buddies, too.
Can't buy nothing from China no more. Good Lord, the dog food, toothpaste, they're all poison. The dog food's poison. You believe that? Now my buddy has no idea what to get his wife for their anniversary. It's unbelievable. All right, I shouldn't say that. He gets mad when I say that, but she ain't good looking, so I don't know what else to say about her, all right? He met her online. That ought to tell you something. He's like, "Quit making fun of my eye candy. More like eye broccoli. Good Lord. You didn't meet her online. You met her on drugs. I'll guarantee you that much. Hey, she's homely. She's part Eskimo. The part that pulls a sled. All right, that's what she is. She's bad. She faxed her picture into eharmony.com and crashed the server on that sumbitch last week, and that's the true story right there. She is bad. I got her in a bass tournament with me, and she's in a boat, and they disqualified me for having a pet on the boat. I like fishing. I'm going to tell you something. I almost won a bass tournament in Florida in January, and it was awesome. I had 3 of these big slobber knockers, and just before the weigh-in, I forgot to take out the batteries, and they started singing Garth Brooks songs on me in there that pissed me off. I like to drink and fish. You like to drink when you fish? Of course you do. Why the hell go fishing? But don't get so drunk you don't know what you're doing out there when you're fishing. We was fishing the other day, and I get hammered, and I'm like, I got to take a leak. Oh, so I started peeing in the lake. Realized I was in the fish tank up at the Red Lobster. Thank God they put rubber bands on them lobster pinchers, I tell you that much. Good Lord, I'd be up here half cocked right now. All right, I would be. It ain't funny, I would be. And let me ask you ever ice fish? I like ice fish. My wife's from Wisconsin, they ice fish. But that proves that fish is the biggest retards on the planet right there. What a bunch of... You them daggone fish. You go to the ice, you cut a hole in the ice, you put your food on a hook, and you throw it in the hole, and the fish grab it, and you pull them out, and they got that look like, what the hell? What a bunch of morons. What would you do if you were sitting at home watching TV, and all of a sudden a pot pie fell from a hole in the roof? Wouldn't that throw up a couple of red flags to you right there, maybe? Not to go near that pot pie. Bunch of retard fish. I used to fish a lot with my grandpa, and he don't fish no more. He's too old to fish, but I love him. He's real old. Matter of fact, he had a prostate check. They found an arrowhead in there last week, so he's pretty nervous about it. He's going to the archaeologist next week to see what's going on with him. But felt bad for my grandpa a while back because he likes to go on his morning walks and little jogs, but he's been tripping and falling and hitting his head. We thought he might have a brain tumor, so we took him to the doctor up there. Turns out he's fine, but the doctor said that when he walks from now on, he needs to tuck his nuts into his socks. So, that's funny. I don't care who you are. All right, that's a good joke, right? But he had a birthday party a while back. We were going to get him a stripper to pop out of a cake, but we couldn't find one last minute, so we got a fat girl to strip for a piece of cake. And for a second, I thought she was making balloon animals over there, but she was just bent over with a thong on at the time I'd seen her over there, and that's nasty. Oh, them thongs. I'm wearing a thong right now. Yeah, don't get too excited. It started out as boxer shorts, all right?
I thought of you the other day. Ralphie May was on the show a couple of days ago, and we were I was asking if he liked the old line comics. A lot of comics like to go out and see Marty Allen or whoever the hell, out in Vegas.
Right.
And he was talking about seeing Buddy Hackett. He was been a big
Me
fan.
too, loved him.
And he said it takes such talent to have a punchline every 15, 20 seconds. And I thought of you.
A lot of people don't realize that. It's not
Yeah.
easy. When they're writing a 3-minute bit, they got a 3-minute bit. When you're writing one-liners, you can write 20 one-liners. Maybe only 8 of them are going to work. And out of that 8, maybe only 5 of them are going to kill. And so you got 5 new ones, but that's 1 minute and 10 seconds. You know what I mean?
Now, how many
So it's
punchlines?
not-
You probably have some idea. What'd you whip out
I counted
tonight?
up one time. I had 380-something punchlines in an hour and 20-something minutes.
You want me? Will it do you any good to have a guy who just saw your show tell you the 2 favorite lines? One of them was, "My grandpa takes a half a Viagra every morning,
Okay.
just so just to make sure he don't piss on his shoes."
Well, one of my favorites is, and it was a new one tonight. I really liked it. It didn't get the reaction I wanted. I put it in a different spot, but I just wrote it out. I loved it. It's they've developed a new car that runs on human waste. And so I got one to drive it, to test drive, see what it was like. And it was a pretty good car, except I went through the Taco Bell drive-thru and flooded the engine. I like that one. But they're all good. But that's...
The other one was, "I feel worse than an illiterate rapper trying to figure out a word that rhymes with luck." That was a great line.
What? And it takes people a few minutes to get that one, but they end up getting that. But when I was a kid, Sonny, that was my favorites. I grew up liking Milton Berle, Henny Youngman,
Right.
Charlie Callis, Sammy Shore, Phyllis Diller, Don Rickles. The first really modern guy that I liked was Steve Martin, obviously.
Right.
Love Steve Martin, but I liked that whole mix. I like the Don Rickles, where he can pretty much say anything, but people are like, he's Don Rickles, man. He's just, because Don Rickles can make fun of anybody, but that's all he's doing. He's just having a good time, and he likes you.
Well,
so I wanted to have that aspect in there, but I wanted to have the one-liner aspect in there as well, and I think I mixed it around pretty
Oh,
well.
yeah, I never forget the time I was back in the late 70s in Philadelphia. I was working in radio there, and there was a punk rock club called Stars. And for some reason, they decided to bring in comedy at one weekend. And so in comes Henny Youngman. And I went down and recorded the show. And here's Henny doing his stuff for like these punks, with rather smashed their head against the wall. They're all black-eyed, makeup and everything. And he come out and he says, hey, the Polish terrorist tried to blow up a car, burned his lips on an exhaust pipe. And these guys are on the floor. They didn't know what to think.
Hilarious.
Right?
I have one Henny Youngman story. Henny Youngman came down to Comedy Corner in West Palm Beach, Florida in the late 80s. And we're all in the green room. There was like an open mic night, and he was going up. He was the headliner, but he was going up after all of us guys. And somebody's on stage. So where are you from? Where are you from? And Henny is sitting there in the green room, and all of a sudden he stands up and goes, tell jokes. Nobody gives a fuck where they're from. Tell jokes. And I'm like, holy mackerel, Henny Youngman just said the F word.
Well, what else would freak me out is after he got done doing that show, that punk club, instead of going in the back, because he's a star, right? And disappearing, he walked up to the bar and started doing match tricks for free drinks.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, honest to God, he did. He's got a book out called Match Tricks for Free Drinks.
Really? God love those old timers, man. I love that. And you know what? I like them so. I always wanted to do host a show, and have it with like 7 old timers. I always wanted to do that because they're so funny, and they don't get a lot of work anymore. It's like Charlie Callis. Anytime I could put Charlie Callis on one of my shows, I put Charlie Callis. Charlie Callis was in all 3 of my Christmas. No, he was in 2 of my Christmas specials. I had him in the 3rd one, but he'd hurt his leg and he couldn't make it. But anytime I can get those guys in a show, I get them in a show because I think they started it.
Yeah. I want to get back to you. Back to Larry the Cable Guy's childhood.
All right.
Did you have a nickname when you were a kid?
Well, I had I did. Lover Lips. Lover Lips Whitney, they call me, because all the girls liked me because I was funny, and they call me Lover Lips Whitney.
Lover Lips?
Got me a lot of dates. It also got me beat up a lot. When I got to college, my nickname was Lumpy.
Lumpy?
Yeah, because I played baseball, and I was chubby, let's say, and I didn't look good in my uniform, but I pitched pretty good, so they called me the Lumpy Lefty.
You were a pitcher?
Yeah, they called me the Lumpy Lefty.
Really? Where did you learn the facts of life, Larry?
The facts of life on the farm.
No, really?
On the farm.
The pig farm?
Oh, yeah, on the farm, no doubt. I'd go down there and feed the pigs, and I learned a lot from watching the interaction from the animals. But we had a couple of hustlers stashed underneath a John Deere tire, and we used to go over there and look at the hustler by the John Deere. And, that's pretty much, I learned it pretty much just from watching nature. And I don't really remember my dad saying much about it. I think he was kind of embarrassed to tell me about it. But I learned a lot of it just from living on the farm. But I learned most of it out of early hustlers.
Now, is there anything, when you were a kid, though, was there anything you thought you knew about the facts that turned out to be wrong? Wrong information?
Yes, women do not pee out of their butt.
I knew there was one of those in there.
Sonny, I think I was 32 years old till I didn't realize that.
You said you were a pitcher. What did you do for kicks when you were a kid? First of all, you grew up on a pig farm.
I did. I grew up on a pig farm in Nebraska. We also had cattle and horses and crops. But you know what? I got to tell you, my dad was a preacher, and I lived pretty much in a strict household. I pretty much obeyed because I didn't want to get my ass kicked. So I really wasn't very wild. I didn't go to any beer parties. I didn't go to any drinking parties. I was scared I was going to get in trouble. I was just a cut-up pretty much. Yeah. I mean, I go to school, make people laugh. I go to all the games, make people laugh. I was just pretty much a cut-up. I cannot recall one time really where I did something. Well, other than change my grades on my report card.
That's all.
I used to do stuff like that. I think one time after a football game, we was pissed, me and my buddy Doug, and threw rocks at the ref when they would leave. But I mean, come on, we was kids. I mean, we was only.
You
like
can only
40.
turn an F into an A. I mean, it's still.
We were only 40.
Right. I was raised on a farm too, and we had pigs. It wasn't a big one. We had a pen with like 8 or 10 pigs. Right. And
they told me
crazy.
They told me to play the field, and I went and knocked up a pig. Okay, sorry.
No, am I crazy or I'm not crazy? Pigs. When you watch pigs run around a pen, right? One pig will hear something, he'll stop, and they all freeze.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
Until they figure out what it is, and they all start moving.
And then they'll all move around.
People think I'm crazy, but I could sit and watch those pigs for a long time.
Sonny, I love hogs. I really do.
I'm
and
serious.
Sometimes, I mean, I remember when I first, I split time between Nebraska and Florida. They're
Right.
both my favorite states. Now, Nebraska, I got a special love. It's my home state. But when I first went there, I bought some shares in a sale barn in Beatrice, Nebraska, called Beatrice 77 Livestock Market.
Oh, for auction place?
Yeah, I bought some shares in
Right.
it. And one of the reasons I bought some shares in it was so I could go down there and unload hog trucks and nobody could tell me to get the hell off the chutes because I wanted to do that. Now, I don't go down there much, but that's what my plan was. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to buy some shares in it, and I'm going to go down there, and I'll be able to unload hog trucks and cattle trucks.
Well,
Now,
you want to.
and I'll tell you a story. One time, I know it's crazy. I love stuff like that, but I really do. And I remember one time we were working at I think it was the Budweiser Event Center outside of Colorado Springs or outside of Boulder, Colorado. And we pull up early in the morning, and I look to my left. There's a fairgrounds, but they got stock pens up full of cattle.
Right.
So I hopped off the bus, and I run over there. And I'm just sitting there on the fence looking at the cows, just kind of taking in the smell of it and the whole thing. Well, all of a sudden, a big old potbelly semi-truck pulls up with a load of cattle in it. And I look around, there ain't nobody there. So I'm backing the guy up, and he stops, and I go, "Where you want these?" He goes, "Oh, put them next to others." So I unloaded the cattle truck with him.
Really?
Yeah, and then he turns around, he comes walking up, and he gives me this look like, and he's like, "Larry, the cable guy?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "What the fuck you doing unloading my cattle truck?" I said, "Well, ain't nobody else here up here to help you out." "Well, shit, get in. Let's go get another load." So that's what I did all morning.
Well, you were dressed for it.
I was dressed for it.
Did you have chickens on the farm, too?
No, my grandma had chickens. My grandma had probably 300.
Now, did you get a kick out of watching them, too? Because they're a whole society. You got the little, you got the limpy guy that gets picked on by the big rooster and all that.
Yeah, chickens is too gross,
No?
too disgusting. They smell.
They
Not
stink,
a big
they
fan. But I
stink.
remember when we was going to eat fried chicken, and my grandma, she'd run out there, grab two hens, cut their heads off, and the cats would come drag the heads away and eat the heads, and the chickens would flop around spewing blood for about 5 minutes. Then they'd flop over dead, and then we'd put them in boiling water and pluck them, and then fry them up.
Oh, that's the stinky mess. Plucking chickens. Yeah. What was your first car, Larry? Remember it?
So it's fucking chickens.
It's fucking chicken.
That's a stinky mess as well. Not that I would know.
Yes,
that
of course.
I got some friends.
Well, what was your first car? What was Larry the Cable Guy's first car?
My first car was a 1969 Formula Firebird with a double hood scoop and blue metallic paint, double hood scoops, and glass pack mufflers.
Well, was this a new car?
Yeah. No, I bought it off my sister. My sister drove that car, and that's the first one that I bought.
Was it? Did you give it a name?
No, I didn't have a name for it.
Oh yeah.
Nope.
Speaking of your sister, is she still big as ever?
My sister gets mad at me because people always go up to her and go, "Well, you ain't covered in moles." She gets so sick and tired of people looking for moles on her. Thank God my family's got a good sense of humor, or I'd be toast.
Well, I'm sure you've taken care of your family.
You know what? My family is my life.
Is your mom and dad
awesome.
still both alive?
My father passed away.
Oh.
He was making love one night, and he went to light a cigarette, and his oxygen tank exploded. And so he's no longer with us. And
You're the only guy going to make a bit on your dad.
not only was he killed, but he burnt down the Walgreens. Now my dad passed away 5 years ago, and my mom is still living, and my whole family's around. My brother, I got a brother, and I got a sister.
Did Dad approve of your act?
You know what? My dad was a backwoods. He was a backwoods fire and brimstone kind of guy, and he had weird likes and weird dislikes. You know, some things you think that he wouldn't like, he liked.
Well.
Some things you didn't think he'd like, he liked. Some things you think he would like, he wouldn't like. So he never really saw my act. I think he might have saw it one time. Now, I knew he liked it. I just had got on Blue Collar Tour and started kicking ass on that when he passed away. So he would definitely be proud of me, but he was liking it. I was working with Jeff and doing stuff because he really liked Jeff
Right.
Foxworthy. So he was happy that I was touring with Jeff. I think my dad told me this. My dad was in the nightclub business also. My dad was a preacher, but I grew up weird, Sonny. My dad was a preacher.
A preacher and a nightclub owner?
He was a preacher, and he was in a band called the Memphis Beats. And he was an unbelievable guitar player. He sounded like Elvis. He was really good. But he's a preacher. He's also a farmer. He did a lot of things. But I remember going to watch my dad a lot of times as a kid. And it was the craziest thing. He's up there singing Proud Mary and Chantilly Lace. And I remember one time one of the deacons come up to him, and he was drunk. The deacon was drunk. And this is on a Saturday night for church. And, hey, preacher, can you play Amazing Grace? We'll get that on for you after Credence. And so they do it, and then there we are on Sunday. Dad's preaching. There's that deacon. I mean, it was really an odd way to grow up, but I got to tell you, I wouldn't trade it for anything. I learned so much, and I think that's kind of how I know with my audience how I know what bounds I can cross and what ones I can't, because there's certain things you can say, certain things you can't say. And I think I learned that at an early age, hanging out in nightclubs with church-going people, but they like to go out and dance and sing and, you know, and then hanging out in the livestock barn, because I'm hanging out with 65-year-old men that, you know, they're whooping it up on the weekends, and they're farmers, but they're in church on Sunday. You know what I mean? So I think I learned the parameters at an early age of what I can get away with and what I can't. I also learned timing as a comedian, because my dad was pretty strict. So a lot of times I'd pop in a joke at a certain time to calm the mood sometimes when he'd be mad at something. And I really think that helped me with my timing. Right. And a lot of my childhood helped me develop what I did today. But he was hilarious. He was funny. I mean, I loved him to death. So I definitely miss him. But I know that there's some jokes he'd like and some jokes he wouldn't. And let me just tell you this, not to be talking so much, but that's how I developed Lord, I Apologize.
Oh, really?
That came, one of my catchphrases came from my dad, because my brother come to a show one time, and I did a joke that I knew he wouldn't appreciate. And I said, Lord, I apologize for that right there. And I said that because my dad would pray at the drop of a hat. You would be in a restaurant. You'd be at the Waffle House, and somebody say, Preacher, how you doing? Oh, we doing good. How you doing, Jimmy? Listen, my wife has got she's got the cancer. And she might take her arm, and we just want you to say a prayer for her. Well, let's do it. Lord, we come here today at the Waffle House. Seriously. And we're kids going, holy shit. I mean, I want to pray for the lady, but not at the Waffle House, you know? And so I went, Lord, I apologize for just out of nowhere. Now, my brother's the only one laughing at this because he knows what I'm doing. Well, then I did it a second time, and my brother laughed, and then about 4 or 5 other people laughed. The third time I did it, everybody laughed. And then when I would do a joke and people were like, oh, man, Larry, you better apologize, they would start saying it. So I would apologize. And then be with the starving pygmies in New Guinea come, because my brother and I would say, boy, he's praying for everything, including the starving pygmies in New Guinea. You know, and
so you and I grew up seeing those kids with flies on their face on TV.
We saw Sally Struthers down there. You think she'd go get him a sandwich or something. Yeah, you know, it's so that's how I developed a lot of my early comedy from growing up. And a lot of people think, Sonny, that I grew up in an apartment in New York City, or I grew up in California. I grew up in the sticks in southeast Nebraska. Right. You know, and then I moved to Florida when I was 15. I developed all that stuff, living on the farm, raising pigs, going to those nightclubs with my dad, and seeing all that stuff. It really gave me a basis for a lot of good, funny stuff.
Oh, yeah. Well, you got the accent you really sort of honed in Florida.
The accent I honed in Florida because I went to college in Georgia, and my roommate was from Beaumont, Texas, and my other one was from Dalton, Georgia. Right. And, of course, I'm hanging out with Jeff because me and him are both big Atlanta Braves fans. Right. And me and Jeff, I wish I had my phone with me, but Jeff and I have been doing this for years. My cell phone will have a message on it, and it'll be Jeff. And he calls me Jerry, and I call him Jubal. We've been doing it for years.
Jerry and Jubal?
Jerry and Jubal. And he'll just call me up out of the blue, have a message. Jerry, pick up if you're there. Jerry. It's Jubal. Listen, Bonnie's down here with that potato salad, and we need to get another bucket or we're going to lose some of it. Now, it's not cheap, but now I know you went up there at the hardware store, so give me a call ASAP. And then I'll call him back, and I'll leave a message. Listen, we got that done, took care of. We got the extra bucket. Just keep it in that cooler, and it's going to be good. Tell Bonnie She needs to just take care of what she needs to take care of, and we will get that out to them kids. Seriously, it's literally every week. But Jeff and I have been doing that for years, and so it just kind of, it helps with it has honed me in to the whole thing,
right,
to the whole accent, especially when I moved to Florida, because all my friends are Florida crackers. And, I hung out with the rural kids. That's how they talked, and I just picked it up.
Well, I got a call from a guy on my radio show a couple of days ago. Some subject we were on the phone, and he was talking away. I'm like, is this Gomer Pyle? Because it sounds just like him. And he goes, no, he's called from Tallahassee. We got this whole thing about people don't realize, they think of Florida, they think of Miami.
Right.
So there's a whole lot of Florida up north.
There's a whole lot of Florida.
There's a whole bunch of crackers up there.
And I would tell you, I wouldn't trade it for nothing.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
all good folks, and I love it, and I love the lifestyle. And I tell you what, it's just great. I love it. I mean, somebody actually said to me one time, some reporter said, well, you don't actually hang out with the people that come to your show, do you? That's what they said to me. And I'm thinking, you know what? I'd much rather hang out with them than you.
Yeah,
I'll tell
right.
you that much.
Well, when we decided to do this morning show, they said we could do it from wherever we wanted to.
Right.
And we could live literally anywhere in the country. And we picked Pensacola, which
Right.
is the Redneck Riviera, basically.
Oh, and it's
It's
awesome,
Alabama.
man. Don't you love it? I
Oh,
love it.
No traffic.
Let me tell you
it's like-
something. I did something today with the History Channel. We went out catching stray alligators, and we had to, bind them up and take them out of swimming pools and stuff like that.
Really?
So I met up with the Fish and Game Commission guys. And I'll tell you what, I felt like I was hanging out with family members. I mean, we had a blast today, and I just love it. I love everything about it.
Now, what do you love? I presume you love being a dad, too. So what's the best part of being a dad?
I hate it, Sonny. I hate these kids. As a matter of fact, I'm not kidding. I just sold one of them to Angelina Jolie 4 days ago. So she's got one of them. She actually had a nice tan going. She thought she was a Mexican kid, so that's how I got her to buy her.
All right, I'll get serious. By the way, your wife is 14 years younger than you
My
are.
wife is 14
Isn't that
years.
sort of
Now,
Robin
nobody
the
can
Cradle?
see this, but I'm going to show you a picture of my wife with a new hairdo right now.
Oh,
'Cause
okay.
I'm proud of it.
All right.
My wife is 13 years younger than me.
Uh-huh.
And
Well,
there
she
is
hasn't
right
learned
there.
some things you know
There
already.
she is right there.
Oh, my goodness.
That's right.
Ooh,
I've
Larry.
definitely outkicked my punt coverage, as Foxworthy would tell me. But yeah, my wife's
You married
awesome.
up.
I sure did. She grew up in a town of 45 people on a cattle ranch up in northern Wisconsin. We got two beautiful kids. My little girl's 2 going on 3. My little boy's 3 going on Riddlin'. And I'm actually looking for a daycare with dorm rooms right now. So, it's real funny. You just want your kids to go out and be good. This is a funny story, and this is a true story. I heard my little boy in bed. We have a baby monitor, so you can hear the kids.
Right.
They work unbelievable. Except in a casino. You don't really get a lot of good reception. Unless you do it by the elevator, then sometimes you can hear them up in the room. But one night he's up there, and he says to his sister, he says, Reagan. His sister's name's Reagan. Matter of fact, her first words were, Mr. Larry, tear down this crib.
I was going to say, you
And
named
she-
her after the president, right?
That's right.
Right.
And so I hear him say, I love Jesus. Do you love Jesus? I love Jesus. And I'm thinking, my little boy, oh, how sweet is that? You love it, Well, listen closer. He's saying, I like Cheez-Its. I'm like, that son of a bitch. Here he's had a tear come to mind. He's thinking about his food. But no, these kids, they change your life, no doubt.
That's for sure. I remember those monitor systems. I had one. By the way, are you still on Nutrisystem? This is radio.
Sonny, of course, Sonny. Look at me. I'm in the best shape of my life right now.
Did you chance to meet Dan Marino, by the way?
I sure did.
Those
Great
commercials?
guy, Dan Marino. And I'm going to tell you, I was on. It worked good. I enjoyed Nutrisystem,
Right.
and I went off Nutrisystem when I finished up with Nutrisystem was around Christmas time, and I haven't gained it. I lost 50. I put back 26. I will be taking that back off. But I remember when Nutrisystem was awesome to me, and if I'd stayed on it, I'd be fine.
Right.
And it's not hard to do. They were really good. I'm trying to say they were good to me.
Right.
They said to me, what is your desirable goal? And I said, a B cup. I'd just like to be a B cup. And
Well,
so-
you succeeded.
Yeah. Well, my wife got me a trainer, and I lost 50 pounds, Sonny, trying to avoid that. Son of a bitch.
Right, I know. I just saw the show.
Oh, okay. I can't remember. What
How are your bowls, by the way? You got 3 professional bowls.
my balls?
Balls.
I've got a hydra seal. That's
No,
what I
no.
got. My kid kicked me, and I've got a hydra seal. I
No,
got a
no.
nut that's 3 times the size of the other one.
No, I'm talking about chicken on a chain,
Chicken-
booger butt, and get her done.
I'll tell you what, chicken on a chain is the one that's outperforming all of them. Booger butt's good. Get her done's okay, but chicken on a chain is a good buck and bull.
No.
I actually won a buckle. I won a Bull of the Year buckle with him.
Really? Are these Brahma bowls?
No, chicken on a chain is Brangus, I think.
Where'd that name come from?
Well, in North Carolina and in Georgia and South Carolina, people have guard chickens. And they put chains on their feet.
Oh, get out of
No,
here.
they'll put a chain on their foot and they'll tie it to a tree, and anybody that comes near the house from frickin' chickens go up and peck shit out of them. And so, hence, chicken on a chain.
Now, wait a minute. Is it the deterrent because it's a dangerous animal, or is it because it makes a lot of noise?
It's deterrent because it makes a lot of noise, and it'll kick the living crap out of you.
Really?
Yeah, a chicken's a bad son of a bitch. Yeah, you don't want to get by some of them chickens.
Have you ever, did you go see the Bulls perform sometime?
You know what? I don't get to go a lot because I'm always working.
Huh?
But I used to go to the PBR events in Las Vegas. I think I hit 6 of them in a row, and then I started, working more and more and more. So I only maybe catch maybe 2 a year.
You ever get on one?
I'm too over that, Sonny. No, I've never have got on a bull. Now, my sister was in the rodeo for many years. She retired. They had a big celebration, and nobody could stay on her for almost 7 straight years. She was unbelievable. But I love rodeo. I lost my virginity on a stick horse. Bada bing.
Well, Larry, best of luck.
Hey, thanks a lot,
Enjoy your
Sonny.
money. You haven't sent me my $1 million yet, but I'm still waiting.
You know what? Look at that fancy shirt you got on.
Oh,
Are you
yeah,
kidding me?
right.
I mean, that thing costs $2s a dollars.
Yeah, it's $2 each at Walmart.
The whole outfit, $8. Unbelievable.
How do you guess?
The whole outfit, $9. He's dressed to the nines.
Larry, congratulations.
Hey, thanks a lot, Sonny.
All
And
right.
thanks for coming down to see me. And,
Oh, hey,
and it was a
thanks for
lot of
having
fun.
us.
I'll tell you what, all my fans out there, you're the best. I love you, and get her done.
Larry the Cable Guy, this week's Foxcast number 3. Next week, number 4. I won't tell you who it is and make it a surprise next Thursday. Thanks for listening.